نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم إني أبرأ إليك من حولي وقوتي وألجأ إلى حول الله وقوته ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم ثم أما بعد Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us life to live the month of Ramadan. It's a great opportunity every year for a Muslim to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to try as much as he can to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And sometimes, as we say, go back to basics. There is simple basics, things that we do in our life. When you go to study any subject in university or college, your goal is to get the certificate. But you study many subjects, many topics, and sometimes we lose why we're doing this subject. And many of us, even after we graduated, we regret why we have to study this topic especially. But our focus on the certificate, not the subject. And sometimes I feel that we lose the focus on the certificate. Siyam, it's a worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's act of worship. Not a goal itself, in itself. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us different goals. And the most important goal for Siyam is Taqwa. Is to achieve Taqwa. We all know this ayah. We all know, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. The Siyam was prescribed to you and the nations before you, so you achieve Taqwa. But subhanallah, we lose focus when we prevent ourselves from the desires, from the food, and we forget about Taqwa. And this is why it's good that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through the Quran and every time we talk about Taqwa and the concept of Taqwa, to focus on the main goal of Siyam. So at the end of the month, we graduate from this month, from this camp, from this training, from this program of Siyam to achieve Taqwa, inshaAllah. Then we will see the result in our life. Our life should change. When you come to pray in the masjid, every salah, you should go out different person. When you do Hajj, you should go back different person. When you do Siyam, you should go out from Ramadan at a different person. So let's focus on the result. Let's focus on the certificate, not on the act itself. And this is why Rasulullah in many ahadith, he said about someone who's standing at night praying for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or someone who's fasting all day. رُبَّ صَائِمٍ لَيْسَ لَهُ مِنْ صَوْمِهِ إِلَّا الْجُوعُ وَالْعَطْشِ. Someone is fasting, and the only thing he's doing is prevent himself from being hungry, or he will feel only hunger and thirst. But actually the taqwa is not there. Subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the ayat of the Quran focus on taqwa. The only ibadah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala linked to taqwa is siyam. Any other ibadah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the ajr, the reward. But siyam, the only ibadah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ after the verses of the siyam. Taqwa is the first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about them in the Quran. When you go from the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, because Surah Al-Fatih is a special surah, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. The first people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about them in the Quran is Al-Muttaqeen. So the concept of taqwa is very important in the Muslim personality. It has to be there all the time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us in the Quran, like what is the meaning of taqwa? وَقَى تَأْتِي مِنْ مَعْنَى الصِّيَانَةِ وَالْحِمَايَةِ وَالْحِرَاسَةِ. The concept or the root meaning of taqwa is to prevent, is to protect. something to take like a margin of safety. And subhanAllah, we do this concept of taqwa in many aspects of our life. We do it in our life. You know, I mentioned this example before. Engineers who build this building, all these columns, they know that it can carry, say, 20 tons. When they do the calculations, they make it withstand 40 tons. And they take maybe 100% factor of safety. Why? It's taqwa, it's wiqaya, it's protection. When you drive your car and you leave a space in front of you, this is protection. This is a concept of taqwa. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to have this feeling all the time, that you don't do the haram. You have to protect yourself. And this is the beautiful hadith of Prophet when he says, Al-halalu bayyin wal-haramu bayyin. Halal is clear and haram is clear. وَبَيْنَهُمَا أُمُورٌ مُتَشَابِهَاتٌ لَا يَعْلَمُهُنَّ كَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ. And in the middle there are a lot of gray areas. Many issues that you don't know what to do. فَمَنِ اتَّقَى الشُّبُهَاتِ فَقَدْ اسْتَبْرَأَ لِدِينِهِ وَعِرْضِهِ. Whoever goes away from the doubts area, from the gray, to go to more to the right side, he cleared his name and his deen. And Rasulullah mentioned a beautiful analogy. He said, أَلَا إِنَّ لِكُلِّ مَلِكٍ حِمَى أَلَا وَإِنَّ حِمَى اللَّهِ مَحَارِمُهُ. Before they used to have the king or the leader of a tribe, he has a piece of land, private land. Nobody can touch, nobody allow the animals to eat from this area or this land. Nobody can hunt there. So people will take, they keep their camels and cattle away from this land, because if they go there, the leader of the tribe will take these animals. So they will leave 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers. So if they move in, they have enough time to go back and bring it. You see, this is the beautiful analogy from Rasulullah. Same with us. We don't go to the edges of the haram. We have to leave a safety of margin. Again, when you drive on the highway, we have the highway blocks, the barriers between the two directions. You don't see people come very close to these barriers and touch them while they're driving. They leave room. All these are concepts of taqwa that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to understand and to emphasize, and then it will be reflected in our life. Then when we deal with each other, you have this concept in our life. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in many ayat of the Quran, Allah will say subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا لَا تَجْزِي نَفْسٌ عَنْ نَفْسٍ شَيْئًا. Meaning, fear the day of judgment, يوم القيامة. فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. Fear the hellfire, that the fuel itself of this hellfire is people and stones. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, اتَّقُوا مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيكُمْ وَمَا خَلْفَكُمْ. Fear whatever in front of you and whatever behind. Some ulama said, مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيكُمْ, the punishment in this dunya. All the legal system that we are worried or fear to be punished with, this is the punishment in the dunya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, don't make any illegal act, then you will be punished in this dunya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fearing us, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaching us how to fear Him subhanahu wa ta'ala and to fear the system. And ulama said, when you fear yawm al-qiyamah, when you fear hellfire, when you fear the punishments, you can put them together and you say, ittaqullah, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fear the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because hellfire is the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the punishment of dunya is punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. So all the time when you read this ayat, take it personally. Don't say him or her. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to you. Everything you read in the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say taqu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say amanu, whatever command in the Quran, take it into yourself. The other beautiful concept in taqwa that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala planted in our hearts, this monitoring system through taqwa. Meaning, we all worried when we start to have cameras around us. Because the camera is, if we need to go back 24 hours or a week, we know what happened. Now even we can hear the stories, what happened, what you said. Then everything is, exposed, nothing hidden anymore. So people will be careful. Islam, through the concept of taqwa, put the camera inside you. put this monitoring system within you. So when you drive your car, and imagine if a policeman, not outside, sitting beside you, you will respect every traffic signal and every traffic sign in the road. Why? Because he's sitting beside you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put this policeman within you, inside you. This is the concept of taqwa. This is why ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب. Whoever respect and abide by the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the worshiping of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah said this is from taqwa, or fearing of the hearts. People worry about taqwa al-qanun, fearing of law, fearing of contracts, fearing of what happened. But there's another level. The other level is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the most important thing. It's not about the regulations. A man used to, he was sheikh, and we have many sheikh that have many problems. He doesn't want to pay zakah. So every year, we pay zakah after 12 Hijri month. So on the 11th month, he will give his wife all his wealth. He doesn't have to pay zakah. Then after 11th month, the lady will give him back the money. From technical fiqhi point of view, they don't have to pay zakah. لم يحر الحول. We don't have, a 1 year saving of this money. You can do that. But من خدع من لا يخدع فقد خدع نفسه. If you try to cheat someone that you know that you cannot cheat him, you're only cheating yourself. And this we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only Allah knows what we do, Allah knows what we thinking about. Allah knows what's inside our hearts. Allah knows our niyyah. Even if you want to make it haram, and your niyyah change, Allah will reward you. Because Allah knows that your niyyah is no haram. And then in the last minute, you remember, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ تَذَكَّرُوا فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْصِرُونَ. Those who have taqwa, when the shaitan whisper to them, they may come to the haram, but the moment they remember, they go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will give you hasanat for this. So subhanallah, this is another important thing, taqwa al-qulub. Another thing that we do, even with our children. When we raise our children, and subhanallah, it's a beautiful technique that we have to do with our children. When you have a young boy or girl, 2 years, 3 years old, some people say, you have to teach them how to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they don't know yet. The only authority they know is the parent's authority. They have to fear their parents. They have to worry that his father or his mother will punish him. But subhanallah, in a certain age, maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, you have to switch from the fear of the father to the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You train him to fear some individuals, but then subhanallah, when he starts to what we call as-sabi al-mumayyiz, a young boy, he's able to know what is halal and what is haram, what is wrong and what is right. Then we have to switch to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is a simple technique, people has to learn this. Because the moment he fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you don't have to worry about his laptop, you don't have to worry about his smartphone, you don't have to worry about anything. Why? Because you have this built-in monitoring system through the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالتَّقْوَى هِيَ دَعْوَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ. Subhanallah, all the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came to call for taqwa, to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ نُوحٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ هُودٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ صَالِحٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ لُوطٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ شُعَيْبٌ أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. Subhanallah, all the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, كل الأنبياء, they came with the same message. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have this concept of taqwa in your life. Subhanallah, Umar ibn Khattab, he asked one of the Sahaba, I forgot his name, about taqwa. And the beauty about the Sahaba, they are practical people. When they say, you are my brother, they mean it. How much you sell your brother for? If you have a brother, how much you sell your brother for? $1,000? $100,000? $1 million? There's a price. If you can sell your relationship with your brother for a price, don't call him a brother. Because the Sahaba, and we know this story, Abdurrahman ibn Auf, when Rasulullah told him to be a brother of Ansari, he told him, I have 2 wives and I have 2 houses. You choose which one you like more, which woman you like more, and I will divorce her, and you choose which house and I'll give you more. Even before Islam, we have a great story about one of the kuffar, and Rasulullah said, I think his name is Abu Bakhtari. Rasulullah said, سَيَخْرُجُ مُكْرَهًا. He will come to the battle of Badr forced. He doesn't want to go out to fight us. And he mentioned Abbas also, alayhi salam. So he said, when you meet both of them, don't fight them, don't kill them. So this man, he has a friend with him. فقابله الصحابة. The Muslims met him. قالوا أمنك رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Give you the aman. Rasulullah secured your life. ولم يؤمن صاحبه. But your friend is not. What this kafir did? He said, good for you. I'll see you later, inshallah. He said, إذا أمنتموني أمنتم صاحبي. If you want to secure me and protect me, you have to do it with my friend. Some of the Sahaba didn't understand, said no. And he fought for his friend and he was killed. And Sheikh Abu Zahra رحمة الله عليه يقول وأجد في قلبي غصة من قتل هذا الرجل لأنه كان من الممكن أن يكون صحابيا كبيرا كأبي بكر وعمر. Sheikh Abu Zahra comment on this story and he said, I feel bad about killing such a great man because he may be a great Sahabi like Abu Bakr and Umar. This is why this is our situations. Because we don't live up to this level of relationship. And we complain about why this is happening. Because we don't have this relationship. So you have to understand, it's not by what you say. It is what you do. And this is part of Taqwa. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ثم اما بعد. So Umar ibn Khattab, when he asked the Sahabi, he said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, did you walk on a land وكان بها شوك and there was thorns on the land? قال نعم. قال فماذا كنت تفعل? What you do? قال أشمر وأحاذر. I just gather my clothes and make sure there is nothing will hurt me. قال فذاك التقوى. This is taqwa. When you walk in the dunya, you are careful. You don't hurt yourself. You don't hurt others. This is why يقول الشاعر خلي الذنوب صغيرها وكبيرها ذاك التقى. واصنع كماش فوق أرض الشوك يحذر ما يرى لا تحقرن صغيرة إن الجبال من الحصى. He said, when you walk on this farm or land, be careful and avoid all the sins, minor one and large one. This is the true meaning of taqwa. There's another criteria that we know if we have this taqwa or not. Something we can measure. And this is the beauty about the Quran. When we go through the Quran, we know it's not just we claim. No, we can measure. Two criteria Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran. Number one, وَقِيلَ لِلَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا مَاذَا أَنزَلَ رَبُّكُمْ. When it was said to those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, have this concept of taqwa. ماذا أنزل ربكم? What Allah revealed to you? قالوا خيرا. Subhanallah. The comment, the acceptance of the muttaqi to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even you can take this ayah to a different dimension, to whatever happened to you and me in life, what we say? خيرا. Anything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is good. Anything happened to you is good. So when we have this rida, when we have this acceptance with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, this indication of taqwa. Many people complain about their wives. And many women complain about their men. And subhanAllah, sometimes it's a simple solution. Just by sitting and talking. And you know, in the last few weeks, it seems that I'm attacking men, but sometimes it makes me mad that some men really don't understand the religion. A man came to me and he said, sometimes when I want my wife, and you know what I mean by want my wife. And he said, the hadith, if someone called his wife and she refused, لا تتلع عنها الملائكة, and the malaika, the angels, will curse this lady all the night. And I said, what will happen if it's opposite? You think that the malaika will curse the man? He said, no. He said, of course you have a misunderstanding. You have a wrong understanding. If malaika will curse the woman for this, the malaika will curse the man for this. Because she's also a human being, and she has the same that you have. But we always understand the deen the way we like, the way we want. People has to be fair. And the best one to be fair with is ahlak, your family, your children. We always nice and cute outside. The moment we go home, we are angry man. You know the angry man? And scream. With our children, with your own brothers. خيركم لأهله وأنا خيركم لأهله. Rasulullah said, the best of you is the best for his family. Rasulullah used the word أهلي. It means the woman and also mean the children, mean the brothers, mean your parents, your family. So people has to understand this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this beautiful ayah, when you have this concept of khayr, whatever happened, khayr. You got something, khayr. You didn't get it, khayr. You succeeded, khayr. You failed, khayr. You married, khayr. You divorced, khayr. Anything happened to you, خير from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ اخْتِيَارَ اللَّهِ لَكَ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنْ اخْتِيَارِكَ لنفسك. And learn that the decision or the choice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala better than your own choice. The second criteria I mentioned, and I already mentioned before, but it's good to emphasize on it, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ يَذَّكَّرُوا فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْصِرُونَ. The muttaqi, when people remind him, he will go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The shaitan may whisper to you and me. We may fall in sin. There is no problem that we have mistakes. We have shortcoming. When it happens, then we go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the indication of taqwa. The last point I want to mention, we don't have too much time, but quickly, آثار التقوى. The fruits of taqwa, the benefits of taqwa. And when you go through the Quran, and I wish every one of us through this in the remaining days of Ramadan, search the word taqwa and see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you when you have this taqwa. التقوى توجب محبة الله ومعية الله. When you have taqwa, Allah will be with you. Allah will love you. فإن الله يحب المتقين. Allah loves those who have taqwa. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. And learn that Allah with you. Allah, and when you have this feeling that Allah with you, subhanallah, when you know a prime minister, he's your buddy, he's your friend in high school, and now he's the prime minister of Canada, and you know, I know Canada is different from our Muslim countries, but you know a prime minister of Muslim country, you can do anything you want. But subhanallah, when you have this relationship with him, he said, he's with me, then all the red lines will be crossed. All the locked door will be open for you. What about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If Allah with you, what else you need if you have these relationships with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you فرقان ترى به الحق والباطل. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا. If you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give you furqan. And this furqan is a beautiful, furqan is we always debate, we always have different opinions, but we don't have a standard where we measure. When you have taqwa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you a measuring tool to know haqq and to know batil. And then you will be able to make the right decision. You will be able to see. And this is why, subhanAllah, sometimes you say, how come they make this decision? Why are they doing this? You know why? Because they don't have taqwa. Allah did not give them this furqan, this criteria to be able to differentiate between haqq and batil. At-taqwa, for any, subhanAllah, we always, for economy. Many people all the time, they measure and they rely on tools, planning, and what we need it. I'm not saying I'm against planning. We need to plan. We need to forecast. We need to organize. We need to manage. But it's not the tool that gives us victory. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول ولو أن أهل القرى آمنوا واتقوا لفتحنا عليهم بركات من السماء والأرض. If the people of villages, people of town, people of land, people on earth آمنوا, believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and have this taqwa, we will open blessing for them from heaven and earth. هذا كلام الله سبحانه وتعالى. This is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you have no job, have taqwa. ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. Whoever fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will give you a way out. And Allah will give you rizq and income from unexpected doors. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يحمينا من الأعداء وينصرنا سبحانه وتعالى وينصرنا. وإن تصبروا وتتقوا لا يضركم كيدهم شيئا. Subhanallah, if you have patience and taqwa, the plotting of the enemies will not harm you. It's difficult for us because we don't, when we read the Quran that the malaika came and fought with the Muslims, we read it, but really we don't believe it. But if we have taqwa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the same way He sent malaika to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companion, wallahi, Allah will send us malaika to help us. But we have to go to the level of the companion. That's it. If we go to this level, the malaika will come. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول إن الله يدافع عن الذين آمنوا. Allah defend those who believe. So this is a statement from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there is many ayat that you can go. You can do this exercise with taqwa. And don't forget, your main goal of Ramadan is not to be thirsty or hungry, to be muttaqi, to have taqwa. اللهم يا رب العالمين نسألك في هذا الشهر العظيم أن ترزقنا التقوى. هو الله سبحانه وتعالى give us taqwa. هو الله سبحانه وتعالى make us among muttaqin. هو الله سبحانه وتعالى make us fulfill every command of taqwa in the Quran. اللهم يا رب العالمين نسألك أن تجعلنا من المتقين. اللهم اجعلنا من المتقين. اللهم اجعلنا من المتقين. اللهم يا رب العالمين نسألك في هذا الشهر العظيم أن تتقبل صيامنا وقيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا وسائر أعمالنا. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من النفاق وأعمالنا من الرياء وألسنتنا من الكذب وأعيننا من الخيانة. اللهم املأ قلوبنا بحبك وحب من أحبك وحب كل عمل يقرب إلى حبك. اللهم يا رب العالمين انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل زمان وفي كل مكان. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى الأسير ورد ديار المسلمين إليهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصرنا واجبرنا وقونا يا قوي يا عزيز. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا اغفر لآبائنا وأمهاتنا إلى أبينا آدم وأمنا حواء واهد ذرياتنا إلى يوم الدين. اللهم استخدمنا ولا تستبدلنا وعلى الحق أعنا. اللهم نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وقوموا إلى صلاتكم. رحمني ورحمكم الله.